What's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and welcome to another episode of The Recap, where I catch you up on some of the most recent entertainment news that you might have missed out on. Today's episode, we're going to talk about a number of things, including more movie delays. There's been a Star Wars rumor that just broke. Zack Snyder attended Justice Con, and he released some new footage from the Snyder Cut. And I'm going to reveal to you what I believe is the real reason why New Mutants is not going to drop on Disney Plus anytime soon. Coming up next. Alright, so let's kick this off. I feel like this is a broken record. Once again, because of the pandemic, because people don't want to wash their hands, people don't want to social distance, people don't want to wear masks, things are getting delayed even further. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, delayed. They don't even have an announcement date for it yet. That's TBA, to be announced. Top Gun 2, that's been pushed back all the way to July 2nd, 2021. A Quiet Place 2, that got pushed back to April 2021. Avatar 2 through 5. Oh my gosh. Yes, 2 through 5 have been pushed back to December of 2022 and 2028. Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, let me just say 2021 is probably going to be the busiest year I will ever have as a movie critic and reviewer. It's just everything is getting pushed to 2021 and 2022. It's going to be lit. It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff for us to watch because 2020 is just canceled. I don't know what could possibly still come out at this point. Which brings me yet another movie that got delayed again, and I guess it's indefinitely, is Tenet. Christopher Nolan's Tenet movie, which, again, I don't even know if I need to explain this, but if for whatever reason you've been living under a rock, Christopher Nolan makes really good movies. His movies are intriguing, they're exciting. You're talking about Inception, you're talking about Memento, the Dark Knight series. This guy knows what he's doing, and he's always putting out movies that just blow your mind. So there's a lot of anticipation and hype for Tenet, and this, pandemic, unfortunately, has pushed this movie back, and Warner Brothers is not going to let up on this. So if you think that, they should just drop it on streaming, no, they will not do that. It is not going to happen. They know that they have a moneymaker, a blockbuster, on their hands with this. Not to mention the fact that there's going to be zero competition. If your movie is going to be the first one to drop when, let's just say, everything is all clear and theaters open up safely, you're going to make a lot of money, okay? Because people are tired and they want to go out and explore things. So yes, Tenet is going to be a huge deal, but it's delayed indefinitely for now. But according to, I want to say Variety, there's still speculation that Tenet might actually still drop in Europe, or at least WB is in talks of dropping it in Europe and in Asia. Timeout. First of all, if you drop anything in Asia first, and I'm not even trying to stereotype or anything like that, I definitely don't want to cast any negative stereotypes, but it's probably going to get bootlegged, okay? We've seen it happen many times before, where when something opens internationally first, before the US, you're going to have a flurry of bootlegs. Now, personally, I would rather see Tenet in the big screen, just because I know that Christopher Nolan is a huge proponent of shooting things in a way that are meant to be seen on the big screen. But I have to say, I am very disappointed, or I will be disappointed, if Warner Brothers actually accepts the idea of opening Tenet overseas before the US. So I just hope that does not end up happening. Alright, moving on. Like I mentioned earlier, there is some Star Wars news or rumors that got leaked earlier. And what that was is basically the return of Donald Glover playing Lando in Star Wars. And that could be either in his own separate series, or he could be reappearing as the character in maybe a Han Solo series. Nobody really knows. It's very up in the air right now. But there is a very strong rumor so far that he could be reprising his role. Now, as for the validity of this rumor, I'm going to say it's kind of 50-50. Now, here's the thing. I've checked a bunch of more credible websites, and nobody's really doubling down and confirming on it. I mean, look, if Donald Glover does come back, cool, I guess. But I'm not really banking on that, whether it's a series by himself or if he's joining a solo series to, like, make huge waves. But I don't know. You let me know. Are you excited to see a Lando Kessel run? Or, would you want to see Donald Glover in his own separate series? Or would you want to see him tied in as Lando in a Han Solo series? Let me know. I'm very curious to see what you all think. Alright, moving on. Zack Snyder attended an online comic convention, Justice Con, and while he was on there, of course, he had to drop some footage of the Justice League, and what we get is, well, the Superman with the black suit. And, hey, I mean, this was something that was always kind of teased. I mean, if you've ever followed the Snyder Cut rumors and news for like the past 2-3 years, Snyder's always said that he had, a Superman in the black suit and everything. Personally, I'm still kind of a little disappointed we didn't see the mullet, because if you're a comic fan, you already know when Superman died and he came back, his hair kind of grew out. He had that little mullet going and everything. We didn't get that. Maybe it's still in his version. I don't know. But the thing that also made headlines from that panel that Zack Snyder did was that he said, and I quote, "I destroy the movie before I use a single frame that I didn't photograph. That is a effing hard fact. I'd blow the effing thing up." Now, this came after Zack Snyder was asked whether or not he was going to reuse some of the footage that Joss Whedon had shot previously. So basically, some of the newer stuff that we saw or that was edited into Zack Snyder's version that made it into the theatrical cut, Zack Snyder's like, I'm not about to use that. It's not going to be in there. Look, Zack already confirmed that so far his version of Justice League is pretty much 4 hours long. I think he said it was like 214 minutes or something. So it's going to be a pretty long movie. He did not confirm whether or not it was going to be a series on HBO Max or if it was just going to be dropped as a 4 hour long movie. Personally, I'd rather just get it over with. Just drop it as a movie. I'll watch the 4 hours and just see what happens. But I respect the idea and the fact that he said, like, yo, I'm not going to use somebody else's stuff in my version of the movie. Like, that makes sense. I mean, it makes total sense. It's your vision. There's no need to be using other people's vision. And I think that's actually to a benefit to us as the audience as well. Because, if we really want to compare the theatrical version versus whatever Snyder's original vision was, we do want to see everything and anything that was only Zack Snyder. So I think that it's not really exciting me anymore for the Snyder Cut, but I will say that it's kind of intriguing. Like, now I'm just kind of like, I'm a little bit more curious. I'm not overly excited because, we got to wait like a whole year for this anyway. But I am a little bit more intrigued that at least what we're going to see is something new. And my hope is, because we're seeing something new with new footage or different footage, I'm hoping that we all, and I'm talking about the haters of the Snyder Cut and the extreme fanboys of the Snyder Cut, I'm hoping we all can judge it fairly because we're all going to get something new with this. So we'll see what happens. Actually, does this information of Zack not using the theatrical cuts footage, or at least Joss Whedon stuff, Does that excite you to see the Snyder Cut anymore, or do you not care? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, and now we are here to talk about the New Mutants, where online recently, a new trailer dropped on social media for the New Mutants, teasing that it would drop on Disney Plus. Now, this came supposedly from some Disney Plus user in Australia, and they were claiming that the movie was going to drop on Disney Plus sometime around September 4th. People wondered if this was real, but Disney had came out and said that it was fake. And you know what? Look, I don't really know why Disney would want to lie about that. I've heard other people or other channels say or bring up the idea that, Disney's lied before, when it came to like Infinity War or Endgame. First of all, we're talking about New Mutants here. This ain't nothing compared to Infinity War or Endgame. It's not even on the same level. They can't even breathe the same air, okay, at this point. So let's not even go there with that. There was a specific reason why Disney had to sit there and lie about Infinity War. Actually, let me take that back. There's a reason why the Russo brothers, because they some liars, there's a reason why they had to go lie about the movie, or both movies, and that was because they wanted to secure that $2-something billion that they were going to make. New Mutants ain't about to touch that. Even if it drops in theaters, when everything is all nice and clear, it ain't touching that kind of money. So there's no need to lie about it. And look, I saw the trailer. I kind of did not believe it because, look, I'm not professing to be like some, great videographer or video editor. I mean, I dib and dab, I do what I do, but I could have made that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was not something very difficult to just cut that up, put a little watermark here and there. That's not that hard to do. So, it did look fake to me, but I couldn't, prove that or anything. But what was interesting was on Twitter, I was looking at a conversation and someone said that they had DM'd the director of New Mutants, Josh Boone, and he claimed and he suspected it to be a fake trailer. Not only that, but he also mentioned an important detail, which was that HBO has first dibs on streaming rights. Now, we need to talk about this because for a long time, everyone, including myself, at some point, was sitting here like, yo, why doesn't Disney just drop New Mutants in theaters? Like, keep in mind, this movie should have came out, I want to say like sometime in 2018. It's been 2 years. It's probably going to be longer than that. They could have dropped this a long time ago, right? But they didn't, for whatever reason. And I think what we need to remember is that because of this HBO stipulation, this has to tie in back to, and this is just me speculating here, it has to tie back into the Fox Disney deal, into the buyout deal that they did. Now, keep in mind, Fox got bought out by Disney, which means that a lot of the movies that hadn't made it to theaters yet, so that would have included, I want to say, Dark Phoenix at the time, and New Mutants. So these movies were done. The buyout happened, but they hadn't made it to theaters yet, except for Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix, I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, was still released after the buyout from Disney. But New Mutants was still the one that was sitting in limbo. And again, people were wondering like, yo, why wouldn't you drop this? Now, here's the thing. Disney's not afraid to drop stuff on Disney Plus because they need content, right? They need a lot of content. They dropped a movie like Onward, a family-friendly film that they could have sat here and sat on it, dropped it in theaters next year, and collect, I don't know, $700 to $1 billion, getting families into theaters, because that's big business, right? For the kid movies. But they went ahead and dropped it. They've also dropped things like Hamilton. They've dropped bigger name content on Disney Plus, bigger than New Mutants. So clearly, there's something else that's holding them back from dropping New Mutants. Now, I originally thought that the reason why they were being so hesitant was because of a continuity thing. Clearly, when you see the trailers and the clips for New Mutants, you see that Magic is the character Magic. She can open up portals or dimensions or whatever, right? So, in my opinion, I was thinking like, oh, they're probably saving New Mutants to introduce mutants into the MCU. And because they're doing, Doctor Strange 2 that deals with the multiverse and dimension hopping and all this other stuff, maybe Magic is a really good character that they want to keep rolling with because she can easily tie in, with all this, multiverse of madness stuff going on. However, with this news from the director talking about that HBO's got first dibs, I'm sitting here like, oh, well, maybe it's not a continuity thing because Disney Plus just dropped I want to say almost all of the X-Men catalog from Fox. So, X-Men, all the Hugh Jackman movies, and all that stuff, that's been dropped on Disney Plus. So Disney does not really care about all the previous stuff that's been released, which means, in my opinion, the continuity thing is not what's holding them back. It's got to be some sort of contract stipulation. So I do think that the real reason why Disney is not dropping, and it's not going to drop, New Mutants on streaming anytime soon, is because of that theatrical and or digital clause in their contract. Maybe there's something that says you have to drop this movie in theaters first. Maybe. I don't know. It's got to be some money issue, right? Maybe Fox still gets some of that money. I don't know what part of Fox, but maybe they have that. Or maybe Disney doesn't want to drop it on digital because they won't make any extra money. I don't see New Mutants bringing in a flurry of new subscribers coming to Disney Plus. Hamilton will do something like that because it attracts multiple people, but not New Mutants. It's too narrow or too niche of a movie. So if Disney is probably waiting, and this is my assumption now, Disney's probably waiting to drop it in theaters to make some money. And then there might be some issue about whether or not it's worth trying to buy out the rights to drop it on Disney Plus rather than letting it go to HBO first. Because I'm assuming that there's got to be some sort of publishing or distribution rights with a hefty cost, and it might not be worth it for Disney. Like, Disney might be like, man, we ain't paying HBO, X amount of money for that? For New Mutants? New Mutants? No, we ain't paying that amount. But maybe, hey, if they drop it in theaters, maybe they make so much money that they can then just be like, all right, cool. It's a wash. We made 300 million, 400 million in theaters. Oh, HBO, it's going to cost 400 million. Boom, there you go. Now it could come on Disney Plus. Now we could be done with this. That's just my assumption. So I think that it's a TV contract deal that was done within the Fox Disney merger that is the real reason that is preventing New Mutants from actually making it to Disney Plus. Let me know what you think. I know as a fan, look, if it was up to me, I don't care whether it's in theaters or not. I'm a geek, I'm a fan, I'm a nerd. I want to watch these things just however and whenever. But I get it. In the real world, it's still a business. They got to make their money, and it's all these contracts and negotiations and stuff. So, we'll see what happens. But anyway, let me know what you think about this whole New Mutants thing. Do you think it's actually going to make it to the digital platform? Do you agree with my assessment that maybe it is a TV contract deal? Because, I don't know what other reason why Disney would sit on this for like 2+ years. But I don't know. Maybe y'all have some better insight. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Hey, I got a quick question for all of you. First and foremost, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. As always, I always appreciate that. But with that said, I also would love to hear some feedback from you all. How do you feel about these videos or these recaps with multiple news items? Do you like the format so far? Do you like it with all the news kind of bunched up together so I can just give it to you in one video? Would you prefer for me to break it up into smaller videos so that you could just digest them? So far, my approach has been, if it's not like crazy big breaking news, then, I would just bunch them all together. If it is something huge, like, I don't know, if Hugh Jackman came back to the MCU today, I'm going to make a separate video for that. You know what I'm saying? So, let me know, because the one concern that I have is I don't want to bother you guys. I don't want to sit here and be like, new video, new video, new video, new video, and they're all crappy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's news you don't care about. It's news you don't care about. News you don't, you know what I'm saying? So, let me know what you think, and how you are taking in these videos and how I could be better, because, hey, everything I'm doing is for you all right now. So, I'd appreciate any positive commentary or constructive criticism. If you hate E-Man, sorry. I can't help that. But if there's something I could do better that would make you enjoy the content more, please let me know. Anyway, that's all the time I got for today. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I got more videos and reviews to do for you all. And until next time, I'll see you all later.